Okay, let's do the next lesson.
The next thing we're going to do
lesson
is
4.
to add the event handler for the AC button. Now looking at our calculator, as the user types in digits, we need to determine what exactly is going to happen when the user types in or clicks the AC button. When the user clicks the cancel button, what exactly happens? Simple. Whatever is on the screen currently will be removed and replaced with a 0. So this is a fairly simple and straightforward event handler to implement. I'm going to start by...
Okay, from what I'm seeing right here, he also added wait, here on TD calls to, and then okay, before that equal, we'll say space control V, and then we'll add a 0. So that's one thing. And then on the addition, he didn't add anything on the addition. So okay. So on the ACs additions, let's just remove everything, guys. So okay, that's why I said let's wait for the next lesson to find out how did he do it. So you see, it's not like we can be perfect all the time. We are all learning here. Okay, let's remove the AC. He is just going to show us shortly how to do it. Okay, and then here backspace. I don't think we have any errors. Control save now. So on top, okay, yeah, we removed everything. So let's
removing any additional spaces, and then I'm going to create a new function. I'm going to call it button AC.
okay, let's scroll down. Enter, enter, and then we are adding a function. Let's add this function, guys. So function bt and AC pressed.
This one receives no parameters, and it does two things. The first thing is that it sets the value of input box to 0. The element by ID.
No, not animation.
Set this guy's value equals 0, and also it resets new line to true. Which will say to our app that now the cancel button has been pressed, a 0 will be displayed, and when the user starts typing again, then that 0 needs to be removed. Simple as that. Let's test it out. But before we do,
this guy.
created the event
Oh yeah, we have the event handler. We haven't created the event. Let's go create the event on PC.
click is equal to button AC pressed.
B button. Okay. Tab button AC pressed.
Don't forget the brackets. This is a common error where people forget to call the brackets and the code doesn't work, because if you don't call the brackets, then JavaScript won't call your function. Okay, let's try this guy out.
Okay. Control S. Okay.
Press cancel. Some digits, cancel. Awesome. Okay, so now we've got the event handler for when any of the digit buttons is pressed, and also for when the
Okay, I'm getting it here.
got the event handler function. Okay, let's.
Okay, it's supposed to, when I press AC, it just clears everything. Did I save? Let's just try and save manually. Okay, that means I did something wrong. Okay, let's try and figure that one out. Okay, on click inside, and then like, okay, here seems like everything is fine, and then it's we had a function btn. btn AC pressed. So okay, document get element by id. Oh, you see, that's why in the previous video I told you. You see, I also make this mistake. Just don't forget the quotation marks. Now everything is fine. Control S, Control S. Okay, let's refresh. Okay, there we go. Now we can continue.
Try this guy out. Refresh. Cancel. Some digits. Cancel. Awesome. Okay, so now we've got the event handler for when any of the digit buttons is pressed, and also for when the AC button is pressed. Now our app is going to start to get a lot more complicated from this point going forward, because we're going to be adding a couple more event handlers. So the code is also going to start getting a little more complicated. So it makes sense at this stage, before we move forward, to clean up this code and add some comments. Now I've already done this here, where I'm declaring the new line variable. In this line you can see at the end of the line I've put in what is known as a comment. A comment starts with two.
Okay, now we are adding comments.
Forward slashes. This is one type of comment. It's 2 forward slashes, and then I've put in some text. Now this text that I've put in here, Boolean variable determines if the next thing the user type should be on a new line. This is not for JavaScript. This is for me as the coder. This comment line, as you can see, is grayed out, which means that this line is invisible to JavaScript. JavaScript is just going to ignore this and move on. So at the end of this statement, JavaScript is going to move on. Then I've also added another comment here, just before the beginning of the digit button pressed event handler. See what I've put in there? Event handler for when any digit button is pressed. Now, this may not seem like a big thing right now, because you may argue that we can make out what the function does just by the name of it. True. But trust me, as a long-time coder, it often happens that when you come back to your code after a few weeks or months, you'll realize that everything is not as simple as when you first coded. You just don't remember stuff. So these comments help you remember stuff, and they help you find stuff very quickly. So I've added a comment here to say this event handler is for when any digit button is pressed, and I've also added another comment.
Another comment.
Here at the end, just before the button AC pressed function, to tell me that this is the AC button function that's getting pressed.
Okay guys, I'll see you in the next lesson.